All right, so we got a Fort Worth legend in the building today. Can you tell us who we have on Rico TV today?
Everybody in Fort Worth know who the fool is. You don't have to call names. Everybody in Fort Worth know who the fool is. I'm the last nigga left, and the young man want to know about his history. So I'm the last one left that can kind of tell him what happened in Fort Worth a long time ago. Blacks couldn't go over here, and blacks couldn't go over there. You had certain places that you had to go. Blacks had to go to the back door. They couldn't come to the front door. And I'm the last one to call myself Texas nigga. But all of y'all know me. Anybody else, you don't really need to know me no way, because I'm not nobody really to know.
I want to start with you first. I want to start with your story. Like, when were you born, and what was Fort Worth like when you was a child, when you were a kid?
I was born in 1945. We had all dirt streets and mud streets. We didn't have paved streets. So from 1945, as a little boy in Fort Worth, Texas, and riding with my daddy and my mama, I got a chance to see where the blacks went and where the blacks couldn't go. We couldn't go everywhere. 9th Street and Jones, 4th Street, stop 6. Poly, we couldn't get caught in Poly. Hanley, we couldn't get caught in Hanley. Blacks had a boundary to where they could go and where they couldn't go. Fort Worth was a racist state.
Okay, so first of all, what jumps out to me is you said we wasn't allowed to go to stop 6 or Poly?
No, we was allowed to go to stop 6, but we wasn't allowed to stop off in Poly. When we hit Poly, we got to be running. If them white boys catch you in Poly, all the way from Poly to Riverside Drive, you had to be like O.J. Simpson. Fort Worth from 1945 to 1965 was not integrated. We were segregated. We all had certain areas that we had to be in. All blacks was mostly in stop 6, a few on the south side, a few on the north side, a few on the west side, a few on the river side. We wasn't allowed to go everywhere.
Okay, so what neighborhoods were black prior to integration? What neighborhoods were all black and have always been all black?
Ain't no neighborhood really been all black, but stop 6 come close to being all blacks. Parts of north side was blacks and Mexicans, but stop 6 was kind of like all black. South side, a lot of blacks was on the south side, but it was whites on the south side too. You had a boundary all the way from Evans up to Jezemiah, one of them up there. You know, whites lived across there, so blacks wasn't allowed there. Wasn't no blacks in EastWood. Wasn't no blacks allowed in EastWood.
Wow.
Blacks didn't get to EastWood till after 69.
Wow, okay.
64 and 65 and 69.
Okay, so Fort Worth was a segregated town. Fort Worth was pretty much the images we used to see in school with them hosing down the civil rights activists and sicking the dogs on them. Is that fair to say that that was similar to what it was like in Fort Worth, or was it like a more calm?
Wherever you go, it wasn't really like it was in Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi like that in Fort Worth. Fort Worth was sort of like the blacks kind of knew where they were supposed to be, so they didn't get out of line too much. We had an organization called Black Front. Was one of the first organizations that went and started picketing white folks' places because they didn't like blacks there. Neither did they hire blacks. So it was an organization called the Black Front. And they the ones that went and made white folks start hiring black folks and things like that.